Hey, Henry here, welcome back to Cascade Channel. Today we're going to be looking at some free ball tricks. We're going to be looking at bounces. So we're going to cover 3 tricks today. We're going to look at a knee bounce, that's the easiest one. We're going to look at a front kick, and we're going to look at a side foot bounce, that's the hardest one. So these tricks range basically from beginner through to kind of intermediate level. The knee bounce is a really good one to start off with if you're just getting into juggling, and then the other 2 are something maybe to work up to if you are just getting into it, or if you've already been juggling for a little while, there is something to aim for. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using thud juggling balls. The ones I'm going to be using today are Juggle Dream Ultimate Sports, but I just recommend thuds in general. That's my personal preference for this. You can still do it with stage balls, but I find thuds easier. My other tip would be to think about what the footwear you're using. You could try it in bare feet, but again, I find it easier with some very flat-soled shoes. They make these tricks a bit easier for me to do. So let's take a look at what the tricks look like. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to get the placement of the ball correct. That's going to make this a lot easier. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to use my right hand and my right knee. If you're left-handed, you might want to use your left hand and your left knee, but I would recommend using the same knee as the hand you're throwing from at this point. So what we're looking for is something like this. And what you want to do is you want to throw the ball just a little bit in front of you. So your right knee is going to come up and meet it. What you want to do is you want to be meeting the ball just as your legs level, and you want to be bouncing it back up into the same hand initially. You don't want to be giving it too much force, it's just a gentle bounce up. This will be absolutely fine for bringing it up to the right height to catch it again and keep juggling with it. So just practice this quite a lot until you're comfortable doing this, and then you can start and work on directing the ball after that. If you want to direct the ball, either bring your legs straight up to get it bouncing back into the right hand, or bring the knee up and across very slightly, it's not much, and that'll bounce it into the left hand like this. So you can do either of those and carry on juggling when you throw it into the juggle. I would say probably the straight up and down one's easier to start with, so start practicing that one first. Okay, so now we're going to look at what this looks like when you're juggling. I'm going to bounce the red ball here so you can follow it nice and easily. When the red ball reaches, I'm just going to juggle a 3-ball cascade, and when the red ball reaches my right hand, instead of throwing it across to the left, I'm going to throw it straight up for that knee bounce. I'm going to bounce it back up into my right hand, and as it comes back into the right hand, I'll carry on juggling in a regular 3-ball cascade. So it looks like this. Once you're pretty comfortable doing that, then you can work it from going to the right to the left, so you're bouncing the ball across, as if you're regularly juggling a regular cascade. So you can do either of those variations, and this is a good one to start with because this is probably the easiest of the bounce tricks that you can learn. Okay, so now we're going to look at the front foot bounce. So that should look like this. So the ball's being thrown again from my right hand down to my right foot, where I'm going to kick it back towards my right hand again and then carry on juggling. You want to be throwing the ball slightly in front of you, bringing your leg up so your knee's slightly bent, and then kicking the ball with the front of your foot, so just around the toes, just slightly back from the toes. I kick it back towards myself rather than straight up and down. This makes it slightly easier to catch and then to carry on juggling again. As you see, I'm throwing it slightly in front, the legs coming up with the knee bent, and kicking it back towards my right hand again. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at this when you're juggling. So I'm going to do the regular 3-ball cascade. When the red ball lands in my right hand, I'm going to throw it up slightly in front of me, kick it with my right foot, back to my right hand, and carry on with the cascade again. So now we're going to look at the side foot catch. This is the hardest of the 3, and it should look like this. So what I'm doing there is I'm throwing it from my right hand across to the left hand side of my body, letting it drop down, and bringing my right foot behind my left leg and kicking it up. The important parts here are the placement of the ball. So a good practice technique for this would be to throw the ball up and catch it behind your back with your right hand, This way you're getting the placement of the ball. You want it just coming just down the side of the left-hand side of your body here, so that when you bring your foot round, you can actually reach it. It's quite hard to do this and bring your foot round and get much range out of it, so you need the placement of the ball to be really good to start with. You want the ball to be dropping down and you want your leg to be coming up to meet it. You want the foot to be meeting it with the foot flat. That way it's going to bounce straight back up. If your foot's angled at all, it's going to shoot off in other directions. With this, you want to be connecting with the ball just around the front of the foot. So kind of front third of the foot, that's where you want to be kicking it back up. One thing that I'd recommend for this is using very flat soled shoes. If you've got too much of a ridge or like kind of grooves on the shoes, that's going to shoot the ball off in another direction. So either bare feet or flat soled shoes is the best for this bit. Okay, so now we're going to throw this into a 3-ball cascade. So as with the other tricks that I've been doing, I'm going to throw it from my right hand. It's going to come across the left-hand side of the body. I'm going to kick it back up, catch, and carry on juggling. So while the ball's up in the air, you're going to do the kick, the other balls are just staying in your hand. So it should look like this. Okay, so that's the 3 tricks we're going to be covering today. As I said at the beginning of the video, the knee bounce is definitely the easiest one to start with. If you're just getting into juggling, that's the one you want to start first, and then try and work up to the other ones. As we're saying throughout the video, the top tips, get the placement of the ball right. That's going to make the kicks and the bounces a lot easier, and then the catches are going to come as a result of getting those throws accurate. If you're right-handed, I'd say start off with your right hand, just practice a single ball, get the throws, the kicks, the bounces, and then the catches back, get that comfortable before you start trying to throw it into the actual cascade pattern. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, please comment below, subscribe, give us a like. This video was actually made as a response to a comment in our last video, so we do respond to those comments. We are going to be making lots of tutorials in the future, so if you want to see something in particular, just let us know and we will try and make it. Okay, that's it for today. See you in the next one.